I'll go ahead and call our Livingston Municipal Planning Commission to order. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight. We're going to move right into our agenda. So, approval of the March the 27th, 2023 minutes. I need some approval of those, please.
Make a motion for those minutes.
Motion by Matilda. Second, Ricky Mack. Okay. All four, let it be known by saying aye. Aye. Okay. Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 3, consideration of preliminary subdivision plat of property located on Elm Hill Road, Cooper Division. Elm Grove, I'm sorry. Thank you, Paul.
All right, Mr. Chairman, this is the Cynthia Cooper preliminary subdivision plat for the purpose of subdividing 5.42 acres into 6 proposed new lots located on Elm Grove Road. The proposed new lots will range in size from 0.75 acres to 1.12 acres, and all of the proposed new lots are currently vacant. Proposed new lots are zoned R1, low-density residential, served by an existing 6-inch water line, a proposed fire hydrant that will comply with all requirements of the subdivision regulations and the zoning ordinance. This property is not on sewer, and so this will all be pending soils evaluation. And you can see I included the plat in the agenda review. There's a blown up version there. And as you can see, this line of demarcation right here, this dotted line, that is the city limits. This is the city limits right here. So Lot 1 will be partially in the city. Lot 2 will be also, but only a very small portion of Lot 1 will be outside, or Lot 2 will be outside the county. And as you'll look here, between lots 4 and 5, you can barely see it, but right there where I'm circling is a proposed fire hydrant, which is required. And Taylor, have you guys talked with Chief Dial about that to make sure that that's okay? And all right, well, that will need to be done and installed before final. So just so you know, but all other infrastructure is in place other than the hydrant.
What are your plans for this property?
It's restricted to that no multifamily can be done.
Yes, ma'am, Matilda. So according to the deed restrictions, I did have Taylor read those off to me before I brought this out. It is restricted to single-family residential and no mobile homes, but then again, that's double restricted on top of our zoning ordinance. So the only thing that can be done, single-family residential, and I believe according to the deed restriction, Taylor, 1,800 square foot minimum, 1 story, and 2,200 square foot for a 2-story minimum. Now that, we can't enforce that. That is not something the city can enforce, but that is the deed restriction there, and so that is legally binding, and so that will be up to the individual property owner to make sure that they comply with those deed restrictions.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And this is simply preliminary. Once the fire hydrant has been installed, they can come back for, and soils, they can come back for final approval. Take any questions. It'll be for all 6. It's this plat here.
I understand that. This is the city limits.
Mm-hmm.
Which part's not in the city limits?
A portion of Lot 1 and a portion of Lot 2.
Okay, but we can't act on that, can we?
Yes, sir. Yeah, the majority of the parcels are in the city limits.
Okay.
Plus, they would meet all county requirements anyway.
Has anything been done to address the sinkhole? There is a large sinkhole on this property, and it becomes a real issue anytime you alter flow into or out of the sinkhole.
JJ, are you familiar with which one of these lots the sinkhole is located on? The topo here would maybe say it's right there.
It's on 6, if you scroll down, I couldn't tell from what you sent out, and I was gonna ask about that, because I am familiar with the sinkhole in this area, but it's
Oh, it says sinkhole on the plat
number
right here.
6 down here.
Right here.
Yeah, it's there on
Is it right there?
or between 5 and 6.
It's a large sinkhole as well.
Taylor, what are the contours here on this? 2 foot,
I think they are, those are actually 1.
1 foot contours.
No, but I believe it comes from the farm itself flowing down the hill there. And I don't think the contours are quite right, but it's been worked around the sinkhole already. So it's probably 25, 30 feet deep down to the throat in this case. So it's going to be a building concern, certainly.
Well, and I believe that this would fall under our stormwater prevention ordinance, when construction would, they'd have to go around that because we have a half-acre requirement, and those lots would be more than a half acre of dirt being moved, I'm sure. So I think what we would need to do is make sure that our Public Works, I think Wayne Peak would need to make sure he looked at this pretty good and made sure that it was addressed, certainly, about water flow, and before any kind of final approval would be given. Might want to talk with your client as well to let them know, I don't want to say, you might have to, lose a lot or something like that, but definitely needs to be addressed. See what they're,
Or is that engineered?
could be. Yeah, it may not be a survey thing, but someone would need to, you can pass the message on to Ms. Cooper that this will need to be addressed before final approval. And we'll need some sort of, remedy for the drainage here.
Any more questions from anyone? Robert's made a motion. We'll go ahead and approve. I need a second from someone.
Is that with the understanding that they will address this issue?
Oh, it'll have to be
Yes.
before the final goes
Okay.
in.
Yeah, okay, I second that.
Second, okay, thank you, JJ. Okay. All for, let me know by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Got one, Robert. This one. Item number 4, consideration of final subdivision plan of property located on East Broad Street and East Henson Street, Hale Division.
This is the Larry Hale final subdivision plat, subdividing .71 acres into 2 proposed new lots for property located on East Broad Street and East Henson Street. Lot 1 would consist of .38 acres, an existing residential structure, and 2 existing accessory structures. Lot 2 would consist of .33 acres and an existing structure. The proposed new lots are zoned C3 General Commercial, served by an existing 6-inch water line and an existing 8-inch sewer line, and would comply with all other requirements of the subdivision regulations and zoning ordinance. And Mr. Larry Hale is here to represent the plat. I'm sure he'll be able to answer any questions that you have at this time. Yes, commercial 3, so residential would not be permitted, and except for multifamily, which would be permitted upon appeal. So if they did anything other than commercial, it would have to come in front of the Board of Zoning Appeals for approval.
I make a motion we approve.
I'm talking, sorry.
I said I made a motion we approve.
Okay, have a motion by Matilda, that it be approved.
Bruce will second it.
Bruce seconded. Okay, all for, let me know by saying aye. Okay, motion carried, failed.
Thank you. One building at a time.
Of the business, Tommy, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Matilda? JJ? No, sir. Robert?
Nope.
Ricky, man?
No, sir.
Bruce? Okay. I need a motion, we adjourn then.
I motion we adjourn.
JJ?
I'll second.
Second, Ricky, man. All for? Aye? Aye. Thank you all, thank you.